Well, hi guys, it's that time. It's our Monday Stories. And I said stories, plural, because I'm going to talk to you today about, let's see, three or four different people, okay, of their health benefits and the changes that they've seen in their health through changing their diet from meat eating, plant-based diet. They call it vegan these days, but it's basically not eating animal meat, as well as, for the most part, all of my testimonies today that I'm going to talk to you about are folks who did away with the animal byproducts, which would be milk, eggs, cheese, and any food or dishes that have those products added, okay? So let me get started and talk to you about that. Now, before I do, this is what I want to say. I'm not judging anybody. Everybody can make a decision for themselves. But, okay, it doesn't matter whether your decision is knowingly wrong or without knowledge. The result of your choices will be the same, okay? So, we can do the wrong things through a tradition and culture that was passed down to us through generations, but the result's going to be the same regardless. Or even if we know, we've read medical reports and we know that eating 4 pieces of cake or pie is not good for us. So see, that would be knowingly making a bad decision. So sometimes we knowingly make bad decisions, and sometimes we do it like the Apostle Paul says, out of ignorance. But God put certain kingdom laws in place in the earth, okay? And one of them is sowing and reaping. When you sow violence, you're going to get violence in the earth. When you eat the wrong food, see, you're sowing things into your body, and your body, you're going to reap the poor health effects of that. On the opposite of that, if you put the right things in your body, you're going to reap health, okay? And I was reading an article one day, and a guy said in his article, or either maybe a teaching I was listening to, and he said, you can either put death in your body and you're going to reap death, or you can put living things in your body and your body is going to live and get healthy. And what he's talking about when we're eating animals, that is something that died, and we're putting death and decay in our bodies. But when we go to a plant-based diet, we're eating living things like fruits and vegetables have a lot of good health benefits now. But everybody can make their own decisions. What I want to do, okay, is just make sure you understand that there are sowing and reaping in everything that we do in our lives. And so is our diet. And people can sit here and bang on their Bibles all they want and tell me that you can eat anything you want, as much as you want, and you can walk in divine health. And my friends, whoever taught you that is either teaching you out of ignorance or knowingly lying to you, because that is absolutely not taught in our Bibles. It was not taught by Jesus. And I'm just telling you, I've been in the healing camps going around teaching healing and actually laying hands on the sick, and I know better than that. I personally know from what I have seen in other people's lives how well they got healed, or if they got healed, or if they stayed healed. I know in my own personal life. So, God's word will always be shown to be true. And his word in Genesis 1:29, I mean, the first thing he said to mankind when he created us, he said, now that I've created you, this is what you need to eat. It was that important, okay? So let me get started with some of these testimonies, okay? Here we go. And I've asked people if I can use their names or not, because I don't like to assign names. So if I name a name, it's because I have permission. Okay, Barbara, who is a really good friend of mine, I think now she's been maybe watching me getting close to 3 years. I'm not positive, but we've talked on the phone before, and we are always messaging each other. She's such a sweet, beautiful person, and she's a good friend of mine. And I asked her if I could use her testimony, and she said yes. She said, my thyroid, blood pressure, and weight loss, all 3, and she can concentrate better. So that right there are 4 different things that she has seen a change in. And what another thing, she also her vitamin levels, and I would call them her nutrition levels, are where they need to be. And she says, before I had to take vitamins all the time, and I always felt tired. So what? Here's her benefits. Her thyroid, now she just got through going to the doctor, okay, and they ran these tests on her, and they told her that, they were probably going to have to put her on blood pressure and all kinds of different medicines because, get this, it's hereditary. And she's in her bloodline, her family history, she can expect all these bad things to happen and these problems. But let's list that one more time. Her thyroid is great. Her blood pressure is good. She's lost weight. She's closer to, if not at her perfect weight, she's getting closer. She can concentrate and think clearer, okay? Her nutrients are where they need to be, right? And she feels good. She has energy. She's not tired anymore. That's 6 benefits of a person going to a plant-based diet, okay? Now, I'm going to not mark through her, okay? And the next one I want to talk to you about, and I'm not going to name her name, but she had the symptoms of IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. She's always had these digestive issues. She's around 35 years old, so she's had a life of dealing with that. She's had constipation issues, all kinds of stuff that goes with irritable bowel syndrome and everything. Let me see if I can read what she sent to me. She said, but it was the hardest over the last 5 or 6 years, constantly constipated, or right the opposite. See, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And I thought I may have been suffering from IBS. Now, she has not been diagnosed, but she has all the symptoms. And that's what she says, but all the symptoms. And the pain went away after she got off of animal meat, okay? No more extreme gassiness or bloatiness at all. My stomach is flat now, and it's an additional bonus. I feel good, and I look great. And yes, she told me she has lost 15 pounds. She went down from 135 to 120. Now, this particular person she is now vegetarian and started cutting back on the animal byproducts, and the end goal is to become a vegan. Now, I'm going to stop. That's enough of hers. Now, what I want to go here with her, though, is I want to tell you my experience of when I went from meat eating 2 years or so ago over into, well, actually about a year and a half, 18 months, but I quit eating meat, but I still took in animal byproducts. The opposite happened for me, okay. When I gave up eating meat, I gained 6 or 7 pounds, and I just couldn't, it was a new diet for me, and I didn't seem to be able to keep now, before I was level pretty much at between 122, 24, about 124 was my weight, but I kept gaining and gaining and gaining, even to the point that, and I know y'all get a kind of a smile out of this, I'd be like, Lord Jesus, I have made a promise to you that I will never eat another animal. No animal will ever die so it can be on my plate ever again. And I am not able to maintain my weight, Lord. And I need you to help me maintain my weight, because I do not want to get overweight, because when I do, I'm going to get sick. And I don't want to be sick. I've been healthy for most of my life. So anyway, I gained that 6 or 7 pounds. But when I went vegan, plant-based eating, I not only lost that weight gain that I saw from that going from meat eater to vegetarian, gaining weight, but I lost that 6 or 7 pounds, plus I lost a few more pounds, and total I have lost between 10 and 11 pounds. Get this, from the time that I went vegan in December, the end of the year, I went totally plant-based, no more, nothing. If it's got eggs, cheese, or milk, it ain't going in this body. I'm done with all of that. Totally plant-based living now. And but I look good, I feel good. I weigh about 120 pounds now. And I'd really like to lose about down to 117, although any medical scale you look at says that I'm actually at a perfect weight, at the bottom of that perfect weight. I think 121 for my size and age is what I'm supposed to weigh, and I'm at 120. But what I wanted to say, though, is I have more energy, and I sleep so good at night, and I need less sleep than I used to need, and I'm just full of energy, okay? Now, here's something else. I just moved in my new house, right? And I'm up and down on ladders, painting ceilings, ceiling trim, crawling on the floor, painting baseboards. And did you know after I get through working for 7, 8, 9 hours, that night or the next day, I have absolutely no muscle or body pain whatsoever. And I remember when I was 45 years old, when I worked like that, I had muscle soreness the next day. So now, enough about me. I'm going to mark me off now, and I want to talk to you just real quick about my husband. My husband has more energy now. He sleeps better at night. And what? He has lost 22 pounds. I'm not sure if he's gone down 2 full pant sizes or not, but I'm checking on that. I'm going to buy him 2 different sizes and let him try them on. None of his belts fit. It's just a big kind of a funny thing for us because I call him baggy drawers now. Now, I want to talk to you about my brother. My brother is the one that inspired me to go from vegetarian quicker. I was planning on going vegan, from vegetarian to vegan, the end of March, which is about now. And in December, he watched the Game Changers, the documentary, and he immediately went to being a vegan. And I said, okay, I'm on board. I'll do it too. Guys, that weight that I lost was that 10, 11 pounds it only took a couple of weeks to lose 10 pounds, and I wasn't even trying. None of these people who have lost weight did the vegan thing change to lose weight. That was not their main goal. That was just an extra thing of losing weight automatically. But my brother has lost 20 pounds without trying. Now, the next one I want to talk about is his wife. Now, my sister-in-law, she had some major issues. She had, like my friend Mila, she had some indigestion issues. She had stomach issues, bloating, and indigestion, and different things like that. Many times she would have diarrhea if she ate the wrong things. So I see a lot of people with those issues, okay? And it's in our diet. It's all diet related. But her biggest result of going vegan is her menstrual cycles, okay? I want to talk a little about that, okay? And I may go long today, so you forgive me, because there's things that I want to share with people, and I don't want to just look at the clock and say, okay, I've been on 15 minutes and I'm stopping. No, if you get tired of listening to me, you just click off. But I love you, and I want you to hear what all of these good things I have to share with you are today, okay? So my sister-in-law, she has actually not trying to lose weight necessarily. It was a bonus. She's lost 17 pounds since the end of December without really going on a diet or trying. She just changed what she ate. But her big issue was that a week before that month thing happened, she just went all into leave me alone, don't talk to me. It was so stressful for her. Her body was in some type of reactive state, trying to deal with depression and just irritation and everything. And another thing, she was in huge pain, horrible cramps and bloating, heavy cycles and everything. And now, watch, I was with her the other day, and this is what she said. She said, I don't even know when that week comes. My body don't change. I don't get bloated. I don't get the cramps. I don't get depression, and nor do I have that heaviness of the cycle anymore either. It just comes and passes through, and it's not like 1 week out of my life that is the hell week for me. So that is an awesome. Now, the reason I'm saying that I'm going to go long today because I want to make sure I talk about this, okay? Now, and she told me I could let everybody know that it was her I was talking about again. And here's what I want to talk to the women, talk to you about real quick. Did you know that we don't talk about that enough, where we communicate thoroughly? We think it's just something we need to be quiet about, we suffer through it, and we might talk to our best friend about it or our female doctor, right? But here's what I want you to hear from me today. When women go to a plant-based diet and get all this animal meat and all of these, and you need to listen to me, animal byproducts are harder on a female than a man. Okay, I'm telling you, I've researched this, and I'll give you a link and you can listen to some of this. But women with their female organs being swollen and having those problems, their cycles being really hard. Here's another thing. So many women cannot get pregnant, and when they do get pregnant, they miscarry, okay? Their gestation period, that 9 month, is so hard on them, and they're sick and they don't feel good. And here's another thing. Childbirth is harder. and their children are born with birth defects more often. Plant-based dieters don't see these problems like people who are on animal meat and animal byproducts, milk, eggs, cheese, and all that in our diets. The quality of the breast milk that a woman has is better for the baby. It's all the way around, from trying to get pregnant to getting pregnant to staying pregnant. The health of the embryo, the baby in your belly growing healthy in you, okay, and having a easier childbirth, having a healthy baby born, and even the breast milk we give our babies from plant-based eaters is healthier for that little baby. They don't have allergies. They don't have all of the stuff that little babies get, when they're newborn, the eating and the throwing up and all of that. They're healthier because the mom's breast milk is healthier. Now, I'm going to put in this link, Dr. Neil Bernard, and How to Balance Your Hormones. He is excellent if you want to learn more about female health, just overall, and pregnancy and all of that, okay? Now, I want to go down next to, and I am going to go long today, because I want to do justice to the men who are listening here. Did you know the prostate cancer and prostate issues can be, especially prostate cancer, can be completely reversed by going to a plant-based diet, just like a lot of other types of cancers. Okay, but we talk about men when they get a little bit older, they have ED, and some of them are even young, and the reason they have that problem is because they're overweight, okay, or they have heart disease, heart issues, and stuff like that. Here's the new meaning so you can be real clear in your mind what ED really is. It's called eating disorder. Eating disorder. Your diet is out of order, and the stuff you're putting in your body is affecting even that part, because a man has small blood vessels in his male parts, like women have female parts, okay? And the things that clog up and don't work right for all people are the smaller blood vessels and arteries, okay? So that's why, and I would suggest every man that's listening to me or hears of me talking about this today, you will get your little booty on TV or on the internet and watch the documentary Game Changers. They do a great job talking about that problem, okay? You don't need a pill. You need to change your diet and get healthy, okay? Now, the next thing I want to do before I hang up on you and let you go today, okay, there's another doctor out there that I love. I think he's excellent. Well, there's two I want to tell you about. Dr. Greger. Dr. Greger, everything that he does, he donates it to charities, like any books he writes and stuff like that, because he doesn't want people to think that he's trying to make a profit off of teaching people to live a plant-based diet. Okay, it's just like me in ministry. Did you know I don't make money? I spend money so I can be in ministry because I love people, and I will never ever let people say that I'm in this to make a profit. I don't need money. I already have made a living, just like Dr. Greger. He's made a living. He doesn't need to make a profit off of sick people or talking to people about going to a plant-based diet. His heart stays pure toward the people that he's loving and helping, okay? Now, here's the last doctor I want to talk about, and I can put Dr. Greger's website in there, and any health issue that you have, regardless of what it is, you can go to his website at nutritionalfacts.org, and you can look up your certain issue and look at and investigate that and see what's out there of the findings on going plant-based and it helping to reverse that issue, okay? And the last one I want to talk about, he's an older gentleman, but this right here is Dr. T. Colin Campbell, and he did a China study, and what it was is the more of the meat that they started taking into their diets in China, before they ate a lot of rice and vegetables and stuff, and very, very little meat in their diet. But as they started taking on the American diet, that like we eat a lot of meat and fast food and unhealthy foods, they see the same health issues going through the roof that we already have in the United States. 50% of Americans. It's like 48.5. That was back in 2016, and it's gone up since then. It keeps going up because our diets get worse and worse and worse. But they are 48.5% of all Americans have heart disease. And the ones that not only have heart disease, but the ones that don't have heart disease, huge numbers of Americans have cancer, diabetes, and are obese. And here's another thing, dementia and Alzheimer's. Did you know, when I was talking about men kind of their veins being small, and then they have the issue with the ED, eating disorder results, and they have that issue of the ED, that they take pills to try to force their body to do things because it can't anymore. Did you know that older people, what happens to them is their veins and their brain start clogging up, and that's why they're confused. They have dementia as well as Alzheimer's and things like that. But anyway, this is a great book. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube about him that you can look up and see. I would suggest everybody that's listening to me, you owe it to yourself. Let's put religion aside, scripture aside, tradition and family culture that we've all been taught. Let's lay that aside for just 2 or 3 hours. Go and watch What the Health, like what the hell, but it's spelled health, H-E-A-L-T-H, okay? Forks over knives, okay? Eating with a fork, vegetables, instead of cutting dead animals up and putting it in your mouth. Forks over knives. And then, of course, the one that I suggest for every man or every athlete is the documentary Game Changers. Well, listen, I've gone long time, but just remember this. It's because I love you long, okay? I love you. Bye-bye.